Welcome back to our April meetup. We have an interesting agenda today.
Well, everybody, so happy to be here. And thank you to Megan and group for allowing me to come and speak to you today. Happy to participate with this group now and going forward. I'm going to talk a little bit about compliance. I promise I'll try not to make it very dull or boring. When people hear compliance, that's the first thing they sometimes hear. But I want to talk about how compliance can actually be perceived differently, not a burden, but turned into a real business advantage. So that's what I'm here to talk about today. And I'll get right into it. So I'm John Chrisley. I'm a senior advisor with a company called Xantrion. They're in California. I've been in IT for 30 years this year. I can't even believe it myself. And I'm 32 years old. No, I'm kidding. And I've got a bunch of cyber and compliance certifications around things like ISO 27001 and CMMC. I've been helping companies through my entire career as a previous 3-time CISO myself and a CIO once myself. So I've had to become compliant. And then I went to the vendor side. I've been doing that for a lot of years, sort of as a service, helping customers and the company that I work for get and maintain compliance. And when you do that, you end up being more secure. I know there's this adage out on social media, security is not compliancy, and being compliant doesn't mean you're secure. But you know what? If you do it right, they do walk hand in hand down the road together. So my goal today is to help you talk about the real world experience I've had and bring that information to you in a way that's hopefully understandable and actionable. So getting right into it, I think of compliance not like a checkbox activity anymore. Maybe I did when I started my career, like a lot of people do. It's that annual thing. We have to do something because we've got this audit coming up at the end of the year or something like that. But now I've seen how compliance can really drive business value. I think of it now in these 4 categories: growth, competitive edge, trust, and protection. Remember, security and compliancy, they do all work hand in hand if it's done right. When we start treating compliance like a business enabler rather than an obstacle, everything changes.
Cloud Leadership Circle is brought to you by Dunyasi Ventures, a leading provider of expert recruitment services. Whether you are starting out or scaling up, Dunyasi Ventures recruitment solutions will give you access to expert recruiters who will find the right fit every time. Contact Dunyasi Ventures today for a free consultation to build your dream team.
One of the most valuable assets your company has is trust. I've been saying this for years and years. When people say, John, what do you sell? And I say, I don't sell anything except trust. I don't sell a widget. I don't sell a SKU. I sell trust. And that's what I think compliance is really about. It's about trust. Customers need to know that their data is safe. Your company needs to know that your company data is safe. So when you follow compliance best practices, you're not just meeting requirements. You're proving that your company can be trusted with customer data. This trust strengthens long-term relationships and helps you stand out in what is a very crowded market. When you look around and think about who your competitors are as a company, there's always companies you can point to and say there are competitors. If you have certain compliance things in place and certifications that they don't, that can help you stand out. Now, a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, they may skip over compliance thinking it's too complex or unnecessary or too expensive. That can be an opportunity. Achieving certifications like SOC 2 or ISO 27001, they can really set your company apart and even allow you to do things like command premium pricing or compete in areas and win business that you otherwise would not even be allowed to bid on. And I'm going quick, everybody, because of 10-minute time frame. So if I'm speaking too fast, we will have time at the end here for some questions. Compliance opens up doors literally. I've seen it, whether it's meeting minimum security requirements, whether it's qualifying for government contracts, or expanding internationally. Being compliant signals that you're serious about these kind of opportunities. Now, it's not just about avoiding fines, it's about resilience. When you follow a compliance framework, like I said before, security and compliance, they can walk hand in hand. You also implement controls that prevent issues from happening with any luck and with the right things in place. And so this can help keep you out of the newspaper and not be that story, not be the breach of the day that we all read about every single day. And it can also help minimize reputational and financial damage should something occur. Even insurance companies are starting to see the value of compliancy, and I'm starting to see people with these very long questionnaires from insurance companies to either get insurance, or even if you've had it and you've had it for years, now you have to keep it. The insurance companies, honestly, everybody, they're tired of paying on claims for which either people lied on their insurance application or renewal, or they did not have what they said they had. I can remember just one little case study here. Years ago, there used to be a question on the insurance applications. It said, are you PCI compliant? Everybody, that's a yes, no answer. That's not a maybe, well, kind of. It's a yes, no. Nowadays, the insurers are going much deeper into these kind of questions. They want to see that you really do have it in place. Now, I'm going to break down quickly 3 key frameworks that I happen to really enjoy, I'm knowledgeable about, so I can speak on them. There's many more. There's SOC 2, which is about proving to your clients you're secure and trustworthy, you run a good program. ISO 27001, that's an internationally recognized framework and certification. And that focuses on a structured approach to information security. And NIST CSF is one of my favorites. It's up to version 2.0. One of my favorites for almost any size organization that wants a flexible, voluntary framework focused on risk reduction. These aren't one size fits all, and there's many more like HIPAA and GDPR and many, many others. I could go on all day, but these are 3 that I like to focus on. You want to think about compliance as a long-term investment, a growth investment, not just a cost. The more you invest in compliance, the more it usually comes back to you. Like I said before, maybe you're able to bid on new business now. Maybe you're able to remain in business and keep that client because now they have requirements. They want their vendors to be compliant. And I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing the trend being third-party risk management, where you will get questionnaires from your customers asking, are you compliant with these things or not? And thank you, Jay Sherry. I like that comment that's popping up there. Let's talk about becoming audit ready. Being audit ready, I love this concept, audit ready. It doesn't happen overnight. You've got to assess where you are. That's why I like NIST CSF as sort of a lay down the groundwork, see where you're at. Then you've got to figure out a plan and prioritize what to fix if you don't have things in place. You might need to implement policies and procedures. You may have to train your people and your staff. And you usually have to document everything. That's sometimes the hardest part of all of this. And then you have to test. And so being proactive about this allows you to be more audit ready when the time comes. Some organizations could have somebody walk in unannounced to do an audit. You want to be as audit ready as possible. Now, I'm almost done with a couple of these slides in this discussion. Let's talk about possibly your next steps or anybody's next step. This could be your client's next steps. No matter where you are today, are you starting from scratch? Are you already compliant, but you want to keep it going? Or maybe you know you need to mature your existing program. Every small improvement you make helps lead to a more mature program and could start opening up more doors down the road. Now, many companies don't have the internal expertise or the time or the desire to worry about this stuff. They want to outsource. I know it's not a dirty word to me. I've used vendors when I was a CISO. Having a trusted partner come in and help you with this is vitally important. This is where GRC, governance, risk, and compliance advisory can come into play. There are experts out there that can help you build this roadmap, this plan, and help you down the road, get you to where you are audit ready, or at least more audit ready. There's tools, GRC tools. We use them. We recommend them. They help keep it all together in a nice place, keep you on track about where you are. And with that, everybody, and I'm looking at my timer, I think I made 10 minutes. I have my contact information on the screen. I'm on LinkedIn. I love when people reach out and say, I heard about you. I watched, I listened. If you need help or you just want more advice, you just want to shoot the breeze about what can be done, hit me up. I love to talk about this, as you could tell.